Hey guys, Tim and Adam here, and we want to welcome you back to Flipperflix. You guys know how much Tim loves his foods, and he got to try a new one recently called 3 Wishes.
Yup. Breakfast being my favorite meal, I was excited to try this new cereal out. It's high in protein, low in sugar, and grain-free.
I thought I saw that 3 Wishes is free from wheat, dairy, soy, oats, corn, rice, and peanuts.
That's right. It's plant-based and gluten-free certified, made with modern-day clean ingredients like chickpeas, pea protein, and tapioca.
Well, that sounds like a feat of food science.
One that took 2 years to develop.
Incredible! So what flavor of these 3 Wishes did you devour, Tim? I saw they had cocoa, cinnamon, honey, and unsweetened.
I went with cocoa, and it was delicious.
With 70% less sugar and as much as 8 times the protein of their decadent counterparts, there can't be anything like this on the shelf right now.
And there isn't. 3 Wishes is now offering our listeners 10% off with the code PODCAST10.
So head to their website at www.3wishescereal.com to learn more.
We hope you enjoy this episode.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Flipperflix. I'm Sam. Adam picked this week's movie, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Always with the puns.
I like the puns.
Every time you try and do the puns.
They
I
work.
like the
They
puns.
work.
You actually technically successfully do the puns.
Yeah, I was like, I try to do the puns. Cool.
Brutal. I know. Tim, what? I think you're on social media this week.
Am I up? Okay, I'll be up.
You are up.
Yes, I am Tim, and we do have social media.
Some days.
Yes, some days. We are mostly on Instagram and Twitter, at Flipperflix. I don't really know how the handles work, so just figure out if you know the system, you know the system. I don't. You can find us on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're on a couple others, but if you'd like us to be on one that we're not currently on, that you prefer, let us know. We'll try and get on there. We have a website as well. It's flipperflix.wixsite.com/home. You do need this /home. You can also follow the links from Instagram. It'll take you straight there. And we like to post episodes every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's usually for our standard episodes. And we also have bonus episodes and whatnot. And if you're following us on social media, you'll know all about that when we release something new or random or guest episodes or what have you, our shenanigans, because we're super professional. And
Yeah.
we follow all rules and things of society's professionalism.
Very well said. Well, I'm Adam. This week we got back at it again.
Woo!
Because, we had 2 things I hated in a row.
So we
Typically back at it again.
just rewind,
Yeah.
Yeah, like, typically you're just like, oh, let's see if I like this movie the second time around. So this week I chose The Descent. Now, this movie, I actually watched at Tim's house years ago, probably like around 2006 when it came out.
When it came out, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm 95% sure we watched it on that tiny-ass little TV you had.
I guarantee it.
Yeah. And so I don't know if that may have affected why I didn't like it when I was younger.
Gotta sit real close to it.
Yeah, I know. It's like, hold on, I can't see that. It's really dark. There's a bit of a glare, and you miss half the movie.
To be fair, the movie is very hard to see, but they do a good job
is.
at changing it out a little bit. They're changing the lighting for you.
But the synopsis for this one is a caving expedition, that's a word, goes horribly wrong as the explorers become trapped and ultimately pursued by a strange breed of predators. Which, in my opinion, I kind of wish they didn't add that last part.
I agree with that. Honestly, I do too.
I agree as well.
Yeah. But spoilers for if anybody hasn't seen it. I can do my expectations first.
Yeah, go for
Where
it.
did we watch it, though?
Where did we watch it, Sam? Hulu. Hulu.
Okay, now you can go into your expectations.
Okay, so I expected to potentially like it more the second time. I was hoping I would, I guess, in theory, because I know you've been wanting to see it for a while, Sam.
Mm-hmm.
And I swear Tim liked it back when we watched it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a horror thriller, and back then I wasn't watching like any of those at all. So now I dabble in it because Sam likes them, but it's not still normally my go-to. But how about you, Tim? Since you've already watched it, we'll keep Sam for last.
You were correct. I did enjoy it back in the day. So, while I wasn't in the mood necessarily for a movie like this, or like this is kind of a movie that you've seen it, so you've seen it. Like there's not a lot to like forget with this movie. I will say I like the idea of it and everything, so I wasn't like, oh no, I have to watch this movie again.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, I was like, I'll sit down and watch it, no problem. I like this movie, so, and I know there's like sequels to it. I just
there is one.
I don't think I've seen it. I don't know why, but I don't know why there would be a sequel as well. So maybe we'll add that on.
Sequel. I'll tell you what the sequel is later, and I can almost guarantee you will be somewhat interested.
Interesting. Okay.
Let's hear you, girl.
I was excited to watch it because I've been wanting to see it. So I was like, sweet. That was pretty much it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you'd be like, oh, you want to watch this? I'm like, it's garbage. Keep going.
Yeah, like literally every time. And then he picked it. And I was like, sweet. I finally get to watch it.
I was going through my letterbox and I was like, oh, this is rated low. Let's rewatch this. It's the easiest way for me to find my back at it again.
Yeah.
All right.
Just go find the movies I rated poorly.
There you go.
But yeah. This movie starts off with a banger.
Yeah.
Right in the face.
Yeah, those freaking pipes, like, cool, yeah, I don't want to drive.
Sam already has a fear of shit on the road. Yes,
Yeah.
Right. No, I'm right there with you. Like that kind of stuff, I will not be close to a vehicle that has shit like that on the back of it.
Nope.
Yeah.
Especially if it's not tied down. I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, logs falling off, not for me.
Yeah.
I saw a meme that was like, this ruined an entire generation, and it was like the Final Destination log scene. And I just kind of feel like it
Dude,
did.
seriously.
Yeah, 100%.
Like-
Yep. It created a lot of like rationally irrational fears, I think.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
exactly.
You're like, maybe it's the other way around, but I don't know. It's just like, yeah, I'm right there with you.
But yeah, this dude, the only male in the movie, by the way.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
true.
The director actually had a movie that was a horror thriller beforehand that only had one or no females in it, and it was all dudes.
Oh,
So it's
he
like
does.
reversed.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna be okay. Like he's like, I'm fine, and then he gets right in the face. Also, was he involved with Juno?
Oh, I don't know. Did you get that vibe?
Oh, I totally got that.
Yeah,
vibe.
there's a weird like subtlety to it where it's, you know, they have issues kind of, it seems. Like that whole scene,
Yeah.
you're like, something's off, and it seems like they have like issues maybe, or like something's going on that, you know. So I don't know if it's Juno or not. I can't really remember, but
It was Juno because they kicked Juno into the river, and he's like helping her out,
yeah.
Oh.
and I'm like, but like your wife friend girl is right there.
Right.
Why aren't you? What?
What's happening?
Yeah. So I always assumed that. And then he was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." I was like, "Interesting." Putting on my theory hat here.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't remember the subtleties in the movie. I just
Right.
remembered
The-
everything that happens after 58 minutes.
Okay. Well, I was going to say my first beef point
Oh, shit.
is people in the hospital in movies always like unhook themselves and start
seriously.
fucking walking
They-
around.
yeah,
Like,
like,
what the
why?
hell?
Why? Yeah.
Like,
Come
why
on.
don't you wait for a nurse? Like, I just don't.
There's a
I
button
don't
to call a
understand.
nurse.
Yeah, in your bed.
Yeah. I don't know. My first reaction would not be, look, I got needles in my arm. Let's just yoink
Let me
those
just
out.
unhook. And the other thing that irks me about this movie is she didn't even stumble or anything. At
Right.
least half the time when they're disoriented when they're wandering around, she wasn't even disoriented. I was like, fuck this.
They were going to have the crawlers there in the dark room at the
Oh,
beginning.
really? That would have ruined it.
Yeah.
Just like a weird, I don't know. There were discussions of adding it, and they were like, nah.
Yeah, I'm
that
glad they
would have
did
ruined it for sure.
it. Yeah.
But then, right after this hospital scene, it's 1 year later. I'm like, okay, if Sam and our cat die, I don't know if I'm going to go partying with all my friends and go spelunking.
I also...
I might need more time.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know about that because, yeah, it's only a year and you're already, on a girls' trip, but I got the vibe that they were doing it to, cheer her up.
They 100%
Yeah,
were.
they were trying to get her distracted and, whatnot, all that kind of stuff.
I feel like a cross-country... not a cross-country, an inter-country... they're from England.
Yeah.
Right.
It's stressful to travel sometimes.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I personally was like, what the hell?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I
a
agree.
year, that seems like...
It's a little quick.
I don't
I
know.
don't know. You can't stay cooped up forever, though.
True. And you have to get over it at some point.
Yeah.
So...
Wait, what's that lovey-dovey movie? P.S. I Love You.
Yeah.
How long did she wait?
Not very long.
But that was different. That was cancer.
Yeah.
Not.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I see
I've
the
never seen
vibe.
it.
Yeah,
Oh.
I feel like going is not that weird. I don't know that I'd be doing something like reckless, but it seems like they were into that sort of thing. So
That was their thing.
I'm gonna throw this out there though. That was a lot of people to be into something like that.
thank you.
All
I
those
was gonna
friends
say
were
that
like
next.
into that, right? Like except for like the one, she freaks out a little bit, but like they're all into it.
Yeah.
No way, bullshit. Like
Yeah.
Holly was not part of their group originally. She just she's Juno's friend.
right.
Juno was training.
Okay.
So it's 5 girls still.
Yeah. I was like, hold up. There's 5 girls in this
People don't
cabin.
have that many friends.
People don't have that many friends, and people don't have that many friends that want to go camping. Like that's not a
Right.
thing,
No.
okay? People, it's just like not that many people are into the outdoorsy stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up because I had that on my mind as well.
Yeah. But they go in, like, they drive off course. And, like, they're driving like crazy people. I'm sitting there, like, I would be taking it nice and casually. Tim might be going a little crazy, but I'd be like, just trying to make it to my destination.
I guess I don't understand the point of driving crazily to it. Like,
Tim?
Like being into it.
Yeah, you like to drive. That's why I asked.
Oh, I mean, yeah, like driving. Yeah, I'm kind of confused
I
on what you
like
were
it.
asking.
they were driving, in my opinion, like kind of just like weirdly like fast for what they wanted to do. I don't know. Maybe they just wanted to get there, but it just felt
Adrenaline
like they were
junkies.
like, yeah, like being an adrenaline junkie. I was like, you're gonna get there regardless, right? Like,
Right.
What does it matter?
Yeah,
But I
those
don't
aren't
know.
like I don't know. Yeah, I think it's just kind of like adding to the spirit of the adventure mindset.
Yeah.
Like they're
The
yeah,
girls
we're
being
going
crazy.
on. Woo! Let's have some fun. You know, let your boobs hang out or whatever. I don't know.
Well, I was gonna say, if they were like Jeeps or like off-roading stuff, that I feel like that would have made more sense.
Right.
One of them I could have seen, but the other one was a
It's a
BMW.
Mercedes, I think.
Yeah.
Or was it BMW? I don't know.
It was BMW.
I mean, they make off-roading SUVs, but
When I think off-roading vehicle, I think of a Jeep Wrangler.
yeah. I mean, the one was a Jeep, was it not? I don't remember.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
It
that's
was.
fine. But,
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't Wrangler, but it's
4x4?
still a common vehicle for off-roading.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's
I
the
know.
one she took at the end.
They were just letting their hair down, I guess.
Yeah, I think so, maybe. I don't know. I just chalk it
Yeah.
up to, like, that's one of those things where like, you always have to remind yourself it's a movie, there's a plot, there's a, linear
They
storyline
gotta get
usually,
from point
so,
A to
yeah,
B.
so it's like, instead of just making a boring drive, they probably were like, hey, just have some fun with it kind of thing. Like, let's make this scene more than just a drive. But
Yeah.
that's what I would chalk it up to.
Yeah. Once they get to the site, though, Sam, were you surprised to see Juno just slide that cave map back in?
I was confused,
Right.
to say the least, because I guess I didn't pick up immediately that it wasn't that cave. I figured she slid it in there because she was like, fuck this, I already know what I'm doing, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Or it was like a well-known cave, like I don't need the guide, sort of thing.
That's how it was.
That's what it,
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, they set it up that way. And, I guess I didn't know there were caving guides, but that would make sense. But, yeah, I mean, if it's not the right cave, it's not going to do you any good anyway, huh?
Right?
Like,
I had a moment too because it goes from like I guess fast forwarding a little bit to when they actually get to the cave.
yeah.
It's like, oh, it's not the right cave. I did a whatever call in for the other cave. It's like, how much does this chick go out in this area to find that? And then I'm like, you know what? People find random shit all the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't even want to think about it. Like that was a thought I had for a moment, and I just turned it off. I was like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to consider it. So, but that was a little
Yeah.
sketch though. Her putting the map away.
Right?
Yeah.
She was sketched from the beginning with the
Yeah.
husband.
That's true. She's just continuing her sketchiness.
Yeah. So I will
They-
say at this point in the movie, this is where so they're getting ready to leave, right? Because I thought the cabin was pretty cool. Whatever. Once they
Ooh, I got
start,
a fun fact on that.
ooh, we're gonna go. Okay, good. So they start like walking out towards the cave, right, or whatever. Start hiking.
Yeah.
And this is where I start having issues with the movie that I don't remember having.
Okay.
I don't know. It's
Oh,
just
no.
it's not necessarily issues, but it's like they see like the dead animal, right? And they're just
Yeah.
kind of like, oh, what happened to this? And I'm like, why? What do you mean? It could be a number of things. Like they're
Yeah.
like looking for answers and all this stuff. And they said
It's
said
probably
something
an
else.
animal.
Yeah, they said something else. Oh, I didn't write it down. I don't know. They said something about the animal, I feel like, and I was just like, huh, why? Why would you say that? I don't know. It was just some stupid antics I had.
No, I agree with that too. I thought the same thing. Like they were like, "Ooh, we could have done it," and it's like it's literally a deer that got mauled. Like,
Yeah,
they couldn't
like-
do anything. Like that's how the forest works.
Right.
In a
So-
highly likely scenario,
Yeah.
it was a carnivore.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't
I'm
know.
gonna
Or
lay down some Circle
animals
of Life
die.
shit.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
it's
Have
the
you
wild.
watched The Lion King?
But
Because when Mufasa explains the Circle of Life, that
Yep.
would help.
you know what it actually was? The creatures from the cave.
Yeah.
But,
But so my little fun fact on the cabin.
yes.
So you got that they were in different cabins. They had multiple.
Right.
Well, they didn't. They actually had one cabin
Okay.
that they had to cast like shoot from different angles, so that
That makes
like
sense.
different angles and different doorways, so that they could like make one cabin look like two.
Oh,
Right.
nice.
That makes sense. That's smart.
Yeah. I just thought it was kind of like a weird little fun fact that I read.
Yeah.
They finally get when they're going down it into the cave. I actually got like a bit of an Alien-esque cinematography scene.
Oh, because it like pulled back and then they
Well,
had somebody dangling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Because I'm technically speaking, that's exactly the same as the the egg scene.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was like cool.
Yeah. I think when they actually are in the cave at the beginning, pre-monsters,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sam was having a heart attack.
I was
probably.
like so stressed out. Like I thought it was they shot it really well. Like it was super dark. All you'd see is like their headlight, and I felt like it was like
Claustrophobic.
tight. Yeah, like I was feeling claustrophobic sitting on my goddamn couch with plenty of space.
Yeah.
Like I was like got my butt clenched and everything. I was like, this is like, ooh, like those were all of my noises the entire time. So
Tim, you ever go spelunking?
No, fuck that.
thank
Okay.
you. I agree.
I will go into there's one Mammoth
Like
Cave.
Mammoth Cave?
Yeah.
yeah.
I will go into that and stuff, but I tell you right now, like I'm not super claustrophobic, but I understand situations like being there's a difference between like being claustrophobic in general, where you just don't like tight spaces and being around like maybe people or something, and knowing when it's a life or death scenario, or
Yeah.
like even like potentially threatening, and it's like they're putting themselves in a situation that's like, why? I just don't
Yeah.
understand the drive
Well, they
to
didn't
do that
think
stuff,
they were.
but
Only Juno was.
the other ones were
They
like,
thought
oh,
it
it's
was-
marked, whatever. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
some of those little holes they're crawling through. Fuck no! Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
I'm
care.
my shoulders are just straight up too broad for that.
There's no,
Yeah.
there's
Like-
no way I'd be fitting through that.
Even if I lost some, like, got down smaller. Yeah, no, my shoulders are
You
literally
still have
not
your
gonna
frame,
shrink.
yeah. Like it's not.
Yeah.
You have your
Yeah. Back when I was in Scouts, this was before I hit my growth spurt. So I was still like 5 foot tall, tiny version of Adam. And we actually went spelunking.
yeah.
And I had to crawl on my elbows and stuff through a hole.
No.
And when I got out, like you couldn't like stand up straight even as a short person. And there are little bats hanging.
No. I
Yeah.
hate that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I even kind of get like spooky when you're in a big cave like Mammoth Cave and it's like a big opening. It's like, no, how do you know that it's not gonna like have
What about the
issues?
Devil's Den?
Devil's Den was freaky. So Devil's Den in Florida is like a sinkhole.
Mm-hmm.
But it's got a special word for it.
And it has a spring in the sinkhole.
What is
I don't
that
know
called?
what the word is.
Anyways.
But it was kind of creepy because it's this really cool clear water that's cold. So we went snorkeling in there.
Mm-hmm.
But first off, there are big ass fish in there. So that was strike number one for
Yeah,
me.
they're like less than a foot.
They were huge fish. And I am not super like fond of that. And then the fact that like a lot of people were doing, so if you're dive certified, you can do the caves
Oh yeah.
diving underwater. And that has always freaked me out. Like I don't think I
would
could
never
do that
mix
either.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was gonna bring that up. The water in caves and stuff, no fucking way. Like you're adding on top of like elements. It's just adding to like stress levels and everything if something goes wrong. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not about that. Like I'll do some like adrenaline junkie stuff, but like Rihanna put it a good way. She's like, I wish I could do that stuff, and I was like, why? And she's like, well, I'll jump out of a plane all day long, but I'm not going to go do that now. And I kind of wish I just had like the wherewithal to do it. And I'm just like, no, fuck that. I'm glad I don't have the drive to do that. I have zero interest in that. I'm with her. I'll jump out of planes all day, but fuck that. Like,
yeah.
if I can't see the opening from where I'm going in, I'm not going any further. Like, no.
Yeah.
It's a cenote, by the way.
Oh, the cenotes. Well, see, I don't mind snorkeling in the cenotes, but the ones that have the cavern system, like Ichitukni was the same way. We saw divers come out of a cave, and I was like, I'm not fucking going down there.
No.
Hollow Earth theory.
Yeah. Godzilla's down there.
Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah.
Godzilla, that's...
But anywho, then she gets fucking stuck, as you know she will.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm like, I fucking hate this movie because I'm so stressed out by this point. And then the other lady's like, oh, I'll come back and get you. I'm like, why? Like, now you're both going to be stuck.
All right.
You need somebody to coach you through it sometimes.
Yeah, but she could have coached her from afar.
Yeah.
Also, crawling backwards cannot be fast.
Yeah,
no.
I didn't understand.
Unless they had a rope to her to pull her out.
Right, which I don't think they did. So she crawled back to that lady and coached her out of
Sarah.
it, and then she's going to have to back her booty up.
I'm just going to say this. Why would you, like, okay, we're trying to make our friend Sarah feel better.
Yeah.
Let's leave her for last. Terrible life choices.
Exactly. Because they don't really give a shit about Sarah.
And did they leave a way to get out, like, from the big hole?
I don't know.
Like, yeah, like all the ropes and stuff. Did they?
Yeah.
But then, like, at one point, I do have a quote here from Beth. I think it was Beth. She said, "You selfish cow." And I don't know why, but that just stuck out. It's the only quote I have.
I think I have one.
Yeah. I think somebody was it when she got left or something? I remember that and I laughed. I was like, yeah, you dumb bitch. I also had some beef later on when then they had to, like, free climb and, like, hook up the rope across the big cavern drop situation.
Doing the vertical climbing?
Yeah, and so the first girl, like, shimmies across real fast, and I'm like, fuck yeah, that'd be me. Like, I'm not wasting no time, because then another person, like, goes so slow, and I'm like, but why?
Sam.
Sam went slow.
Yeah, Sam went slow.
Well, fuck Sam. She doesn't know what she's
Dumb
doing.
bitch.
Yeah, and then, like...
They should have had Sarah go... So, like, you let one person shimmy across, then you have Sarah go across. Because bitch almost just got crushed.
That's true. She's traumatized at this point.
Right.
If she wasn't already.
Again.
Yeah, exactly.
Traumatization, too.
And then they, like, have to take down the rope because they lost their other rope bag and they need all they can get. Got it. Good.
Logical.
Yeah. But then she fucking slips and they act like they've never belayed a person in their life.
Right.
Oh.
And I was like...
Cuts her hand and everything.
Yeah. And, like, they're like, oh, my God. Like, they have to catch her. I'm like... You said you rock climbed, so you all should know how to belay someone, and now you're acting like you don't fucking know how to do that. Like,
Right.
I hated that. I was like, this is dumb.
Oh, I agree.
Okay, so, like, they get to that scene where they're like, oh my God, all freaking out, right? Because, you know, that's technically speaking the whole movie. But...
Yeah, I don't know what scene you're talking about.
There's a, they start seeing all the, caveman drawings.
Okay, yeah.
And they're like, here, let's pop a flare. And... I thought I saw something. They could have used multiple flashlights.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gone.
No, that's how we lost you.
I was expecting more with that.
Oh, no. I thought it was a waste.
Of a flare.
Yeah,
Waste
it's
of a
kind of
flare.
weird. Like, I was also thinking they had a flare in that, like, enclosed area. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Unless you knew, like, how large the space was or whatever. Yeah, it's just, like, be worried about oxygen and whatnot. Maybe that's not something I would be worried about, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Just
Well, when
seems
you
strange.
have and you have 5 girls, each with a light on their head, so that's 5 lights already. And then some of them had extra flashlights. Like, you probably could have been fine.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Let's not waste our batteries. I'm like, bitch, how long do you expect to be down here?
Yeah. That
Like-
was also confusing. Like, our batteries are going to run out. Like, wouldn't they have run out on a normal day, too?
I don't know. Then Holly's just like, fuck this shit, I'm going out of here. I see daylight.
Yeah, she starts sprinting around, and then she fucking falls down on a hole, and I'm like, goddamn serves you right, you dumb bitch, jumping around like an antelope. Like, come on now. I'm serious. I was like, I fucking hate this girl. Like, why on earth would you start into a dead sprint in a cave that you've never been in?
You know caves are slippery.
Yeah. Oh, come on now. That was so dumb.
And then let's spend 5 minutes on the bone protruding out of her leg.
Oh, yeah. I mean, trying to reset that. Like, there is no really resetting that.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to
I get what they were
that.
doing.
Yeah, I mean, stabilizing, sure, but, like, in splinting it, maybe, but...
You don't want the bone out of the body, so
Yeah.
they did their best.
Right.
Yeah, and like, thank goodness once again that we had a doctor with us.
Sam's rolling her eyes.
Yes.
Oh, I know. I could tell. I could feel it through this computer.
What if it was a vet? Would you have been okay?
I was going to say a vet would have been amazing.
Do you think why do I have? I would have taken an ice pick out there. Oh, then I said I have. There it is. At one point when they first saw the demons, I wrote down the crawlers. That's what they're called, by the way.
Okay.
I had written down. I would have taken an ice pick out. Oh, there it is.
Found
she
it.
got it out. Yeah.
Also, why do they have ice picks? But you know,
They're used for climbing a lot.
they are.
Even
but
with
just,
rocks.
Yeah, it was just silly. I don't know. It was like
Yeah.
they're spelunking. I don't know.
Yeah, they're going down.
But I guess it's
not
better
up.
to be prepared. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the monster like mauls Holly.
Oh, just bites the shit out of her
just
neck.
rips her neck open. Yeah, bye. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it was Juno, right, who didn't leave her. I'm like, why are you leaving her? She's already dead. She's got her leg problem. He fucking just mauled the shit out of her. Just leave her at this point. Like,
yeah.
You don't know
I'm
what the
not
fuck's
gonna leave
going on.
Holly.
Get out of that.
yeah, like, I don't know. That was so crazy. And then this was another point where, so they hadn't explained the monsters yet, but it seemed like at this point in time, they could see and smell. And then you find out later that they only hunt you by, like, echolocation. And I was like, I don't feel like it was really set up correctly when they first show up. Like, they make it seem like they have all their senses when they first show up. And then later they kind of backtrack and act like they can only hear you.
Yeah, maybe this is just because I've seen it before, but I kind of assumed in a dark environment like that they were going to be blind.
Yeah.
Well, I disliked the sound they made. Like, all of their sounds were like, well, it was like just random animal noises. Like, it wasn't anything unique. It was just like, at one point they sound like pigs. Like, they sound like squealing pigs. I swear.
Yeah.
And just like random shit like that really turns me off of these. Because I like creature movies. I like stuff like this. Like something evolving in an environment that we weren't in and like they're, you know, used to all this stuff. I love that kind of stuff. But then you got something that, I don't know, is supposed to be like a predator in this area. And I don't know. That was a
You know what, Tim? The sound guy probably had one of those like kids' toys where like you clicked a button and it spun and it made a farm animal noise.
Yeah. What does this a cow sound like?
No. Yeah, I mean, I think when they explained it later and they were like, oh, they evolved. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. But, like, I don't know. That didn't come across to me at the beginning.
Nah.
For some reason. I don't know why.
I would have assumed they would have had that sense of smell still, though.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, you know, are they in Mammoth Cave? Whatever fish they are, they're, like, blind because they live down in the cave.
Anglerfish are blind.
Yeah, but there are certain fish that are, like...
There are definitely cave fish that, that are blind.
And I don't remember. Maybe they just have, like, a heightened sense of smell.
There are also cave fish that are not blind, and they communicate through light.
Huh.
Oh.
Yeah. But
fancy fish.
The demon crawler things would also have their sense of touch.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes!
They walked on somebody.
Yeah, you'd think they'd be very tactile and understand their environment at that point.
Yeah.
Right.
And he straight up, like, sits on her like a cat at one point and doesn't know that she's there. I'm like,
this rock feels weird.
Yeah, like, it's warm all of a sudden. Squishy.
Why is this rock breathing? Huh.
Do you think this horde of demons could take out Diana, though, from Lights Out? Because, like, it's all dark down there.
That's true.
So she's free to teleport wherever the fuck she wants to go.
Destroy them.
I know, right?
She had pretty long, like, fingernails. Like,
oh, yeah.
clawy.
Creepy as shit.
She has a better understanding of, like, her environment within a couple seconds, too. Like, if it's dark, she already knows it, essentially.
Right? And would this movie have been scarier for you guys if it was shot in, like, a first-person mode?
Ooh.
Like, kind of like a Cloverfield.
Maybe.
Hard to say.
I'll kind of bring up my big beef with this movie. I thought it was a better movie pre-Creatures.
58 minutes in.
Yes. Like, where it's realistic situations that you could die from.
Yeah.
Like, just, like, spelunking.
Isn't
like,
there...
that, to me, was, like, more... It was a stronger...
Yeah.
movie idea, and it had me more on edge. Once the monsters showed up, it just became a monster movie, which I like monster movies.
Point. Yeah.
But it felt kind of disjointed at that point. Like we were watching a completely separate movie.
Right.
And I thought it was just like weaker from that point on, personally.
I agree.
I think it kind of might have been just like an early 2000s thing because like
could have been.
There wasn't really a movie. Like the way they do movies now, there are more slow burns that are more realistic and stuff like that. But I feel like we didn't have those, like, when we were growing up.
Well, I don't know. It might have just been us not noticing them.
Yeah.
Because we're teenagers and kids being like, I need action, funny, crying.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't want to sit there.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like if it was, like, first person and they were doing, like, the whole claustrophobia bit the whole time, it would have had me better.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a movie with Ryan Reynolds where he's buried alive?
Yeah.
I think it's literally called Buried.
Yeah, I think so. I didn't see it.
No, yeah. Tim, how about you? You see that one?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, how'd you do with it?
That one, to me, like, this film wasn't like didn't make me anxious or anything really. Doesn't like really pull at me at all. I just like the film for being like a creature film, basically, because it goes from, like you said, like a spelunking disaster, like, in a place you're not supposed to be, to a monster movie. And then at that point, it's like you have two elements, and we already know one element is now pretty much not a problem anymore because you focus on the creatures. Whereas Buried, that movie, like, you're like, oh fuck, because he's literally just running out of oxygen underground. Like,
yeah.
So, yeah, if that answers your question.
I figured, like, I don't know.
He was in a far worse situation, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha.
I would gladly take, like, the... not that I would ever be there, but if I was in a cave and was fighting monsters I could see in the dark, or not see in the dark, but, like, used to the environment, whatever, and I knew I could kill them, I would gladly take my odds in that situation over being in a box underground that I really can't get out.
I don't know. Kill Bill, that movie, she gets out of it.
Yeah.
But that's Tarantino shenanigans. For this one, every time it got quiet or, like... somebody would be like focused with a big dark area behind them. I'm like, so there's a jump scare about in T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, and then it didn't happen. The one time I like was writing this down, I'm like, oh, here comes a jump scare. I'm like, oh man, I was wrong. They got me, man. But like, oh, here's my note. He would have felt her heat. Like he would have felt her.
Yeah.
He would have also felt the heat off of her.
Yeah.
Because like.
Or the different texture. Rock does not feel like human skin.
Right.
Yeah. And I doubt they get to eat many humans.
I don't know. They had a lot. They had a lot of skeletons.
I know.
Oh, that's
true. I was confused by that.
Well, they said, like, they go out and, like, hunt at night. And, like, how do you even know that? You don't know that. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. But, yeah, sure, we'll go with it. And that's where all the skeletons come from? I don't know.
Yeah, when she popped out of the hole, that hole hadn't been... people haven't gotten out of that hole in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Unless there's a third hole.
Yeah. I don't know.
Which there could definitely be.
There were a lot of human bones, and I was just confused by that.
Oh, I forgot to bring this up. So when Juno just straight up fucking stabs Beth in the neck, you know, in an environment like this, if I'm approaching a friend who just fought off a crawler,
right?
I might be like, hey, Juno, I'm coming up. Like, hey, don't stab me.
Right. Yeah, I might make some sort of noise.
Yeah, not just creepily walk up behind her.
Yeah.
I assumed that it just was, they didn't, I'm trying to say, they couldn't see as well we could. Like, that might have been part of it. Like, I was trying to, because, like, the whole time, like, they made it to where you could see stuff decently. Like, obviously, it's a movie. If it was, like you were saying, if it was a POV, it would be a lot darker, probably, and that you might actually add to it.
Yeah.
I think it was just that we could see what was going on, and they couldn't, and she was just, like, knew something was happening down there, knew there was a person over there, and then the other person, I don't know. But, yeah, I agree. I mean, it's kind of weird to be like, hey, it's Juno, instead of just, like, walking up on her and after a bunch of creatures just attacked you.
And then, like, she had the audacity to be like, Juno did this on purpose.
Yeah, don't trust her. I fucking hated that. I was like,
bullshit.
Yeah, and then Sarah is all like, she has to believe her at that point, because what else is she gonna do? But I was like, this is so dumb. They're basically making them out to be like shady bitches.
I know.
And like, it was clearly an accident. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that was so dumb.
And then Juno didn't even say it was an accident later, and it was like,
yeah, now they're trying to prey off the fact that she is like a fucking psychopathic bitch, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, it would have played better if you just pretended like it was an accident. Play it off that way.
yeah. And then she gets like, I don't know, when she's escaping, she just gets stabbed in the foot or that leg, right?
Right.
And then she's like, I guess I'm gonna fucking fight all these motherfuckers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and then Sarah's, like, hanging out, like, kind of, like, watching shit. I'm like, you literally stabbed her so that they could, like, hoard her and be in a distraction, and now you're wasting the time that you have
Right?
as her distraction. I was like, this is dumb.
I meant to ask, Sam, you love blood, right?
Not really.
It's a
I
good
like how they had a blood pool.
Oh, my God. That was
No?
so fucking gross. Just, that makes me queasy just
That's
thinking
their
about it
birthing
again.
pool. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. That's gross.
It's so gross.
It's that time of the month pool.
Oh my god.
Let's just keep making it worse.
Stop. And then she like went in there and then she like hung out underwater or under blood in there. And I was like, ugh.
Which is like one of the main pictures of the film is like the emerging from the blood scene.
Yeah.
Right.
And she was under there for a while.
Yeah. Nah, not for you, man.
Ew. No.
But
why did you have to bring that back up?
you're welcome. I did like that Sarah snagged the ice pick off of Holly's leg.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that was smart.
Yeah.
You know, get yourself a fucking weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although
all they
at one
can do
point
is-
in the blood pool, she throws that spike bone that she has, and I'm like, you just use that to kill one pretty effectively. Why would you get rid of that?
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
Keep it on
And
you.
then immediately something else shows up and stands on her head. It's like, all right, point
Yeah.
prove it, I guess. But then she beats the shit out of it with a club bone. I don't know.
Didn't she like mountain one of them?
Yeah, she did. She squished somebody's face in. I think it
Oh
was like
God,
a child.
I have that in my notes. I can't. Oh, anything with eye gouging is what gets me.
Yeah, I hate it.
I just, oh my God, I can't.
It's like
do eye
people love to
gouging.
do it too because
Yeah.
it gets such a reaction.
Oh God,
Yeah.
it's a, oh yeah, it's rough. I can't.
Tim's like, oh,
Yeah, that's
Dude.
pretty
Those are the
much it.
scenes that, like, if it's a gory movie, those are the ones that make my stomach turn. Like, a lot of the times, gory movies don't get me. Although I did watch, like, Saw when I was younger, and then I tried to watch them again, like, years ago, and I was like, I can't do this. This hurts. I can't do this.
it's just
It's
gore.
like-
It's,
Yeah.
it's people who have gore fantasies.
yeah, and I'm just like, oh, I can't do this anymore.
I just never enjoyed that.
No, I don't enjoy it, but, like, if it fits in the environment, it works. Like, it's whatever. But,
Yeah,
yeah, that's a whole nother discussion. But
yeah. But
Did she raid Beth's body when she like
you mean to get that little thingy?
bonks her head.
did she only get the little thingy? I
She
feel
only
like
got the
she
little
probably
thingy.
had more shit on her that she could have taken, right?
Like-
or no?
yeah, I'm not sure.
I mean, she probably could have.
I just feel like I don't know. You're in a survival situation. You might want to raid some people's bodies. That's
Yeah,
it.
if you
We
find
always
someone.
talk about that though.
I know. Loot the corpse.
Yeah.
I played enough video games. Loot the corpse.
That's a Flipper Flex tip for you.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you
Every
go.
time we
Got
have a
that
disaster
down.
Corpse,
movie.
yeah.
What was it? Oh, I was talking about. I said this to Sam when we were watching. I'm like, she looks like she's John Rambo after she's like running around with all the blood on her.
Yeah.
She snapped. Yeah, she's complete. Like, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna touch base on it. So before Descendants 2 was announced or released, did I say Descendants?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
was
did.
confused.
Lol.
You did.
It's actually The Descent Part 2.
Oh, okay.
So this is the original theory, and then I'll tell you what the second movie's about.
Okay.
So the original theory is that Sarah actually goes insane and goes on a murderous rampage, and she only envisions the crawlers, and she's the one who actually kills all of them.
Well, they did foreshadow that.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
they were like, there was that doctor when they were climbing up. They were talking about all the potential issues you could have when you're spelunking, and one of them was hallucinations.
Yep.
I have seen that before, and I was like, that's actually pretty cool. Like, the idea of the movie, that kind of, like, adds to it. Like, it would have been cool if at the end, like, all of a sudden they weren't real. Like,
Yeah.
and you're like, like,
Yeah.
that would have
Yeah.
been kind of cool. Maybe that would have made you then you think about the movie and you're like, oh shit. Like,
Yeah.
All right. So, Tim, you remember how at the end of Lights Out, when we were discussing how the hell do you explain this to, like, the authorities?
yeah,
That is what part 2 is.
really?
So, yeah, she gets, like, taken with the cops, and they're like, yeah, you're batshit crazy, and you murdered your friends. She's like, no, I didn't. And they're like, okay, we're going to go to the cave to find their corpses, and you have to come with us. And they have to go back into the cave.
Holy fuck. That's amazing.
Right? So, like, I'm not typically, like, a horror movie, like sequel fan, but, like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right, it does. I'm all for that, yeah.
Like, if I'm going to watch a sequel, I'm going to watch that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not Lights Out 2.
Right.
Yeah. I was like eye rolling into the next century when you told me there was a second one, and then
I
you told me the
explained it.
premise, and I was like, holy shit, now I want to watch the second one.
But, like, yeah, once Sarah gets out and she's in the car, that long drive, I was like, bitch, they're not going to get you. I know
Right.
you freaked out, but, like, it's daylight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she has like all the adrenaline.
I know.
Probably. So the ending ruined it for me. I'm gonna be honest. When
It
they,
was
like,
too long of a drive.
Well, no, when they pan over and it's like I think it's Juno.
It's
right?
Juno's dead face.
Juno's dead face is there. I'm like what the fuck?
Yeah.
If it's just to prove that she hallucinated everything, I'm good with it. But if
Yeah.
it's literally just trying to like be like a red herring, like oh yada yada, like I was just like that's fucking dumb. That ruined it.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like they could have just ended it with her driving. We didn't have to have Juno's face over there. But that's
I would
me.
agree. I thought the drive was too long.
Yeah.
Apparently somebody wanted that Jeep at the end.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like one of the not cast, but like crew members.
Oh.
And they went and damaged the shit out of it.
Oh, that sucks.
But I know. Sorry, little random facts that I read that I was like,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
kind
I mean,
of
it's good to know.
ridiculous. But I am out of notes about the movie. Tim, Sam?
Let me circle back here and look at my...
How about you, Sam? You got something while Tim's looking?
No, I'm out.
You Audi 5000?
Yeah.
Yeah, nope, I got nothing else. My notes are always just... when I go back and read it sometimes, I'm just like, the fuck was I thinking?
Why did I write that?
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Well, yeah, like for my one, like I would have taken an ice pick out. Oh, there it is.
Right, I do that a lot too, and you're like, oh, gotta erase that real quick. But
Yep.
I have one that says, that's an oops. And that one I immediately know it was for when Juno gouges her in the throat with the ice pick.
no.
Yeah.
That's an
I was
oops.
about to be like,
That's
I
my
know where that
thought.
one's from.
Yeah. But that's all I got. I'm out.
All right, I'll get to the cast. Sarah's played by Shauna McDonald,
Okay.
Ronald McDonald's daughter. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, she was in The Last Jedi. She's just a random ass character.
Okay.
MI5 and Filth. Yeah, I don't know either of those, but MI5 was a TV show. Juno is played by Natalie Mendoza. She is in The Moulin Rouge.
Really?
She's China Doll.
Okay.
She's one of the
Dancers, probably.
dancers, yeah. She's also in Hotel Babylon and The Great Raid. Beth is played by Alex Reed, who was in Misfits, like a UK semi-superhero show. I don't know. They all had like powers.
Yeah.
Unorthodox and The Bellwether. Rebecca is played by Saskia Mulder. Rebecca was the older sister to Sam,
Gotcha.
if that helps. She was in The Book Group, The Beach, and Bimbo Land.
Bimbo Land.
Holly is played by Nora Jane No One. Okay, it's Noone. I assume it's No One.
Yeah,
But
I guess.
she is in the movie Sheila, Ella Enchanted, and Jack Taylor. Now, Sam, good job, Sam. She is actually in stuff that you would know.
Oh.
She's played by Miana Buring. She's Tisaya in The Witcher. Tim, do you know who that is? Because I didn't remember her.
Tisaya?
Tisaya, yeah, she's in this movie. Weird.
Yes. Oh, that's funny. Oh, thank you. I was like, where's she from? I know her.
Oh, I expected you to know her as Tanya in Breaking Dawn Part 2.
Hey.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's definitely. I think she's probably one of the random vampires that they recruit.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
But-
Yeah.
So
Well-
were you freaking out that whole time?
I was just like, I saw her and I was like, okay, she's gonna die first. That was like my first thought, and then I was like, wait, I recognize her. Maybe that's why I'm thinking that. I don't know. But no, it didn't really drive me crazy. I just was like, I recognize her, but I don't know why, and I was like, maybe it's just this movie.
Yeah, but she's also in Ripper Street. But who is Tisea?
She's like the
Is she
the main
Academy?
witch lady. Yeah, the wizard
Okay.
lady, sorceress, whatever you want to call them.
The wizard sorceress.
She's the one,
lady.
yeah, like trains them, like the female.
Oh.
That's
wizard
what I was
and stuff.
thinking.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to go back and look because.
Right.
You knew Tim would know.
Yeah, that's actually why. That's actually why I didn't look because I was like, I'll just get Tim.
I'll get the 411.
All right, the director is Neil Marshall.
Okay.
He did The Reckoning, Doomsday, Hellboy 2019.
Oh.
And then Tim's old favorite movie from his past where they had all male actors and maybe one female, Dog Soldiers.
Yes.
So, same director. He did them within a few years of each other. And he almost didn't sign up to do this movie because it was too similar of a genre.
Oh.
But there's a wolf head skull in the middle of the caves.
Oh.
Like the pile of dead body
In
skeletons.
there? Yeah.
It's actually from Dog Soldiers.
Oh.
That's cool.
I thought you'd like that. This movie won 8 awards. It was nominated for 22 others.
Really?
The tagline is the scariest movie in Earth.
Nice.
But the crawlers, these demon things, were designed to look like Nosferatu,
That
which
makes
I
sense.
see. He's okay. What We Do in the Shadows, the movie.
Yeah.
You remember? I think his name is Peter. He's like the one that lives in the basement. And he looks like an actual vampire.
Nope.
Okay, I'm not going to be able to explain
I'll
it.
look it up.
Yeah, they look like the crawlers.
Yeah.
That's what Nosferatu looks like.
Right.
I thought they kind of looked like the I Am Legend zombies.
Dude, same.
Although I don't think the I Am Legend
They were vampires.
had
Not vampires. They were
pointy ears, but they were
I think they were rounded, but they were all bald, which probably makes you think.
and naked. So
Bald and
yeah.
naked.
I was like, boom, done. I Am Legend.
But they there's a split-second shot earlier on that happened, that showed a crawler that none of the actresses actually noticed.
Oh.
And the first time they actually saw the crawlers, they ran off set screaming.
Really?
That's amazing.
Why? You
Yeah,
know
so-
it's a movie. Why? I don't understand.
Because I don't know.
'Cause it's
but then they
dark
all
and
started
shit.
laughing.
Yes.
Yeah.
But now, in a shocking turn of events, this movie was too dangerous to actually film in a cave.
Yeah.
Shocker.
So they built a bunch of sets, like 22 sets.
Wow.
That's nuts.
I mean, it makes sense that it wasn't filmed in a cave, but it looked like it was.
I know.
Right.
That's just me being naive. I was
All
like,
right.
they went to a cave.
Now, I definitely wish they went with this for the name. This is their jokey production name.
Okay.
Chicks with Picks.
Nice.
I know.
That's
That would
cool.
have put it in a different
Genre.
yeah, those silly Halloween movies.
Yeah. But the budget was 3.5 million pounds, which is $4.86 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not bad.
Yeah,
Even
no,
in
it's pretty cheap.
2006, that's not bad.
Yeah, it made 50 mil
Yeah.
USD. So the critics rated it an 86%.
Wow.
An audience 76%. IMDb at 7.2 out of 10, and Google at 88%.
Nice.
So Sam, this is your first time seeing it. Would you flip it on?
I would not flip it on.
What?
I liked it up to minute 55, like
58.
I said, whatever. And then once we did the creatures, it just got a little bit too disjointed for me. If the creatures had been the whole thing, I don't know. I didn't like how they married them together. I didn't think that they did that very well. So for me, it's a no.
Do you think you would have liked it more if it was they went in the cave to discover these creatures, they got out and they were running from them in the woods and stuff at night? A different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah. Or they were
If they were the main
main-
antagonist throughout the movie.
Right.
yeah, maybe if you had seen them earlier, I guess. Which maybe it sounds like you do, but
There is one scene where it is on the screen and you could hear it scuttle away.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you know that they're there, but I just felt like the focus on the first half of the movie was oh, are they gonna survive this spelunking trip, right?
Right.
Whereas then it turns into a monster flick. So I don't know. I wish they would have kind of blended it together a little bit more for
Right.
me, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you
It's
Tim?
aight.
Yeah, it's just aight for you.
Mhm. Go ahead,
But-
Tim.
Yeah, Tim, this is the second time watching, at least second time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you rewatched it.
I
but-
remember liking it more. I don't know. I mean, I hadn't seen it in a while, obviously, and maybe I was just younger me. I don't know, me naive about stuff, but I don't really know how to explain it. I would still flip it on because I think it does have some uniqueness to it, and I like creature movies in general. But I do agree that it struggles with like the fear factor, or for me, like just the drive of the movie isn't really there beyond like, oh, okay, it's an action movie basically.
Yeah.
Because like you said, like there's too many things going on, and it would have been better how I described it is if they like got out of the cave and they were still running from them. Like you almost expect that at the end.
Yeah.
But then they're never there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I would still say like maybe if you're into this kind of stuff, or it might scare you a little bit. Sure, why not? It's a horror film. It's different than a lot of horror films. So I'm all about it. I say yeah.
Okay. So for me, I will say I was very on the no side before I saw after the first time. I was kind of wavering at the end of it. Let me just say, spelunking is the least frightening word on the planet.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
Yeah.
So like me saying, yeah, there's a spelunking horror movie. It's just kind of like,
what?
Right, like, eh?
Yeah, I know, right? But I agree though. Like I just kind of wish they just went with one of them. Just choose one. Don't do both. So I'll say no just because of that. But like this isn't my niche typically. Like this isn't where I go watch movies. Like I don't watch horror or thriller films. So.
Yeah, and I'm almost willing to like hop on board for the second one.
Right, I'm interested.
If it's more full on monsters the whole time, because I feel like it would be.
Right.
But I don't know. So I'm almost more hooked on that one because I feel like it's a solid story.
Yeah.
But
mine is very in the middle though. Like this would be right in the middle, but if I had to choose, it'd be like I probably wouldn't turn it back on. I wouldn't stop to watch it if I'm flipping through channels.
Yeah.
So, but again, I received it better than the last time.
Hey,
which is the opposite of what Tim did.
Right.
We flipped, but not fully.
We went right past each other.
Well, what's funny is we didn't even go past each other. We never made it to each other.
Yeah.
Because you're still on the yes and I'm still on the no.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, so let's get to next week though. Maybe Sam, you can bring us in with something like super fun and lighthearted after some depressing, dark shit.
Okay.
Like Howard the Duck.
Oh my God. Fuck that shit.
All right, here we go. Let's see what she's got.
Oh no, I don't like that laugh.
I don't know why you're laughing. That makes
Split the pod.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say it was things I hate again, and I was about to be like, fucking reroll. I'm
Look,
not doing that again.
Look at what's right next to it.
Split the. Oh yeah, it almost did land on things I hate again. Damn, Spinner. Okay.
It really wants to get things I hated off the board.
Split the pod. I feel like it's hard to split you and Tim. You have the same interests, but we'll see what we can do.
Yeah. But anyways, well, thanks for joining us this week, and hope you can dive into some cave soon. I don't know why I said that. That was so terrible. Why did I say that?
Yeah,
There
exactly.
we go.